Hi, this is David with David's Tutorials, and I'm out again on another walk and talk session, and today I'm going to tell you about brown butter. Now, brown butter is one of those things everybody pretty much knows about. They kind of know how to do it and what to do, but I'm here to tell you the brown butter is a kind of sauce, a dressing, an extra that you will add to your food almost every day. And once you start doing it, you're going to wonder, why did I ever do without this stuff? Well, let me tell you a little bit about how to do it, and then I'll tell you about what we do it on. Okay, to brown butter, you just need a stick of butter. Now, I used to do this with regular grocery store butter, just the kind you get, and it's real butter. Of course, you don't want to do it with margarine. Real butter is much better than margarine. And now I do it with grass-fed butter. Now I go to Walmart and I just buy my grass-fed butter right there in Walmart, and it's Kerrygold brand, and I buy it in the block rather than the individual stick. Here you can see a comparison. Okay, here we are in one of America's favorite big box stores, actually just a grocery store, and looking at Kerrygold butter, we can see here that if it comes in the individual sticks, you can pay $3.54 for what looks like 8 ounces, but if you just go over here and get the 8-ounce block, instead of $3.54, you pay $2.88. So this is pretty much what we get, and we just cut the blocks ourselves and save that money. So I cut it in half, and I put one of those sticks of Kerrygold butter into a small pan, and I generally start it on a pretty high heat and let it start melting, and then once it gets melted down a little bit, I start turning the heat down. I don't mind having it up high, because even if the heat is up kind of high, as long as there's water in the butter, if it's not all the way melted, the temperature in the pan is not going to get above the boiling point of water, 212 degrees. And you're not going to burn the butter at 212 degrees. So you've got that, you don't need to worry about it. As the butter begins to foam up, you're going to swirl it around, or you could stir it with a spoon. I just prefer the swirling method because that keeps me right there at the stove. I don't get distracted by going off and doing other things. Airplane going by overhead. I don't get distracted and go off and do other things and let the butter burn, which I have done before, and unless you're very careful, it's going to happen to you too. You don't need to worry about that. If you stay right there and you keep swirling the butter, it will foam up for a while, and then it will continue to cook down as the water cooks out of the butter. Now, the butter is made of oil, and it's water. It's about 20% water and milk solids. Now, what we're after here is to boil all the water off, and the more water gets boiled off, the more I turn down the heat so that it doesn't overheat. I don't want to burn the milk solids. What I want to do is cook it. I want to boil it and keep turning down the heat until the milk solids just start to turn, and then I turn it down a little bit more and keep swirling it, and the milk solids start turning nice toasty brown. Now, with grass-fed butter, it's not going to get as brown as quickly as with regular dairy case butter. So you can be a little bit less careful with the dairy case butter, but with grass-fed butter, you want to be very careful not to let it get too brown, because it'll go from a very light caramel brown to too dark and tasting kind of burned too quickly. So you got to be very careful with that. But once you have it done, just let it cool. We keep our butter in a little glass container that's about 6 ounces. It's enough to hold the 1 stick of brown butter. And we just keep it on the counter. We do not need to refrigerate brown butter because we have never had it go bad. I think we have had it last. One time we went on a trip and came back about 4 days later, and it was like a day or two old when we left, and it was still perfectly fine. Now, of course, that's by the sniff test and then the taste test, and we didn't get sick from eating it, so it did not go bad. We don't need to refrigerate it, and if you do refrigerate it, it'll probably get too hard. But if you just leave it out on the counter, then put it 20-30 seconds in the microwave, makes it liquid again so you can use it. Now, how do you use it? Basically, we use it on any kind of beef. It blends right into the meat, and you don't see it there, and you don't taste it as butter, but you taste it as really good flavor enhancer for the meat without overwhelming the meat with some other flavor. We use it on vegetables. We put it particularly on broccoli, we put it on asparagus, we put it on cauliflower, we put it on green beans. And you know what really perks it up is after you put on the brown butter, put on a little bit of salt. We do the butter first and then the salt, so the salt will stick to the liquid butter. And then we dust it with some Parmesan cheese. That takes those vegetables a whole step up from where you're used to eating them. So brown butter is something I encourage everybody to try it out. Let us know how you like it. Just leave us a comment down in the comment section below and let us know how you use your brown butter and how well you liked it. If you didn't like it, that's okay. Not everybody likes everything, but I think you're gonna like brown butter, especially when you add a little bit of salt, and on the vegetables, add some Parmesan. If you have some extra suggestions to it, let us hear those as well. In any case, be sure you click that thumbs up button to let me know that you like the video and to let the YouTube robots know that you thought this was a helpful video. And don't forget to click that subscribe button and then the bell icon to be notified whenever we post another great tutorial here on David's Tutorials. Hi, this is David with some bonus content on how I made this video. The recording on this brown butter video I made, believe it or not, on my iPhone. But I had an enhancement. I used a Zhiyun Smooth 4 gimbal to keep it steady. If you go back and look at some of the video, you'll see that the camera itself is staying very steady. Look at the background and you'll see it's not bouncing up and down as I am when I walk. And I think this is a very good thing to have in a video, to have it smooth like this. In any case, take a look at that video and let us know down in the comments how you like the quality of this particular video as compared to some of the past videos I've made. I'm going to continue to try to make the videos better, and I'll certainly do the best I can to bring you the most useful tutorials made the best way I know how. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.